What is going on, everybody? Depraved / Sharon. We are back with another reaction. I'm Depraved.
I'm Hellcat.
And together we are
HellaDepraved.
So this is something I wanted to record last night for today. Well, we wanted to have a video like this out Friday.
Mm-hmm.
It did not happen.
No.
She's had shoulder neck issues.
Still am.
I've had lack of sleep issues.
Yeah.
Still am. And I figured, why not?
Sure.
It'll be a third video for Saturday.
Yeah. All right.
And so just to let you know,
No.
this is going to be a chills video.
I'm gonna smack you.
Which means I'll be doing that all weekend, and it'll drive her fucking batshit. I love you, baby.
I'm reconsidering right now.
Now, to be fair, this is actually initially the video I meant to do last time. This is the one that I had actually played for somebody. They made it through 2 or 3 videos in.
Right.
And then fucking bounced. It's like, I can't take it. So.
Was it his voice? Because that I completely understand.
No.
Oh.
He didn't like the content of the videos was too uneasy and unnerving for him.
Okay. I mean, like, to each their own, but honestly, it's his voice. And, you know, I'm sure maybe in person he doesn't sound like he's one step away from an aneurysm. But that's not how his videos come out.
She's a hater.
Truly. Madly. Deeply.
Now, I do want to preface this with, guys, this may contain disturbing footage. It's not going to be like violent or gory,
graphic,
or anything like that, but it is going to contain disturbing images that might make you feel uneasy. If that is not the type of thing you could sit and watch,
don't. There's other stuff for you.
Yes.
We don't really get freaked out.
I would say it doesn't
very
bother us.
easily.
Now, we don't know how much of this is actually true, how much of it isn't.
We're not really here to debate that. We will tell you if it's based on true stuff, if we know.
Right.
Yeah, and we are not going to just sit here and watch it. We will be discussing it. So you will get our opinions on whether we think it's based on something true. But
we'll try to keep the pausing just in between numbers.
Yeah. But we're not terribly prone to jump scares, anything like that. So if you're watching to watch us get freaked out, hate to say it, but it's probably not going to happen.
Right.
So there is that.
All right. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this is Chills with 13 scariest videos found on the dark web. The initial video I tried to do.
Okay.
That I failed miserably at finding.
Yeah. That one was interesting. I mean, kind of a...
I don't know if you've seen this one. I've seen this
rabbit hole into the depravity of humanity in general, which is kind of a disappointment, but nothing
we're going
that
back
was
down
too
that
shocking.
rabbit hole.
Well, I figured we're going on the dark web again.
Right.
So.
All right. So, guys, let's get it.
Yeah.
In an era of ever-increasing worldwide surveillance, the deep web operates as the last bastion of true online privacy. The anonymous nature of the deep web means anybody can post literally anything they want. In other words, there are no rules here, and with no rules comes some of the most unsettling content you could ever hope to find. Number 13. Here's a video that honestly makes me sick if it's real. It starts with a girl sleeping on the floor of a dirty room. A camera has been recording her for the past 13 hours. She has barricaded herself inside and is now faced with a limited amount of food. At one point, she notices the camera and huddles into the middle of the room. Eventually, she makes a sign saying that she has run out of water and pleading with anybody who is watching online for help. She says that she has been left here for days, though she does not give a location. I can't help but wonder if this is one of the infamous red rooms from the deep web. Supposedly, red rooms are where people are systematically destroyed at the command of online sadists who are willing to pay large sums of money. Maybe she barricaded herself in the room, and now her attackers are waiting for her to become too weak from starvation to resist them. The video ends with somebody knocking down her barricade and getting inside. If this is a real Red Room, they probably began the show shortly thereafter. Number 12.
Honestly, I have to say, though, that barricade, if they wanted in, they would have gotten in.
Yeah, it wasn't a very good barricade. I don't personally think this one was a true one, to be honest. But I do think stuff like that happens.
I know stuff like that happens. Red rooms are...
A real thing.
It's a real thing.
The difference, though, being red rooms are typically the way he explained them, where somebody goes in, people pay to have somebody do whatever it is that they want to have done to them. This seemed more of like a...
Yeah, it was... They're not going to get the option of having a few days where...
Right.
Because it is a paid service, and it is a kidnapping normally, and therefore it needs to be kind of a quick turnaround. Guys, if you don't know what a red room is, think hostel, only for the internet. So instead of being there in person, they pay to watch what they type into a chat be done to the person, whether that's scaring them, depriving them of food, water, whatnot. Again, you know, if this was real, honestly, it could be a paid thing, that it was a psychological trauma that they wanted her to experience, thinking that she was barricading herself and surviving and going a couple days without. That is one of the sadistic things that someone could have come up with for her. But again,
True.
The amount of time, you know, being locked there, if she didn't have a clock or anything, she might not know. But that's also very specific. There's only 2 days of water left.
Right.
That's a very specific thing for someone who's been in a room. You would think with no light, no clock, whatever, to know for one of these services. So, again, it does happen. My personal feeling is the same. I don't know that that one's valid.
Right.
It's not that we as humans find that interesting, good fun, or some humans, I should say.
Right.
Enough that it's a thing, guys. Enough that it's a thing.
Right.
Yeah.
A YouTube channel called Some Ordinary Gamers has well over 100 videos exploring the vast reaches of the deep web. He's casually hopping from site to site when suddenly this twisted image fills his screen.
So here we've got what appears to be a woman with her eyes sort of completely blacked out.
Some Ordinary Gamers is hesitant about watching this video by himself late at night. With that said, he knows he needs to give the fans what they want and reluctantly presses play.
So it seems like we've got music in reverse being played right now for the cameras, so beautiful stuff indeed. Wait, hold on. She's saying numbers. It's a numbers station. What the...
The girl with blacked out eyes keeps repeating a series of coded sequences over and over again. The video makes no sense and is well over 5 minutes long. Some Ordinary Gamers doesn't try to crack the code, but he does have another idea that's just as good. He runs the audio through a program and plays it in reverse. This weird melody is what he finds. It could be hackers.
It's a nursery rhyme. Lullaby. Say goodnight.
That's some creepy shit.
I mean,
The government, or even just a prank to waste people's time. Exactly what it means is anyone's guess, but mysteries like this is what makes the deep web so special, creepy, and weird. Number
I mean, that's a valid point there.
Right. Don't get me wrong. The deep web definitely has some extremely illegal and fucked up shit.
Very.
But there are corners of it too that just have some really just weird shit.
That
like
I would
this.
classify as just weird. I mean, honestly, nursery rhymes in general are wonderfully creepy. Like, I appreciate the creepiness within them. And I know that's what you meant by that's creepy. Like, it's cool that that's what it was. You know, and I like places that collect that kind of spooky vibe, but I could definitely do without the human depravity.
Right.
And I don't mean in the we enjoy horror movies depraved slasher way, but like the true banals of human nature, which is yeah.
11. This possible deep web video was discovered and posted by a YouTube channel called Grizz Overkill. In it, two bizarre looking figures walk forward in jerky, unnatural movements. The first one is dressed like a witch and has long, gnarled limbs and fingers on display. The second one is dressed the same way and is wearing what I hope is a mask and not its real face. Let me know if you
Really?
recognize these figures from any television or movie series. I would feel a lot better knowing that this is just a film set and not a real video. If this does turn out to be real, then I don't even want to know its location or the surrounding circumstances.
Those almost look like fan videos for like SCPs.
Right?
I don't think you really know what SCPs
No.
are. SCPs, secure, control, and protect. SCPs are fan-made, or it's like a community of people that, like, you know what creepypastas are?
Yeah.
Think that, but more with an actual storyline.
Okay.
And SCPs are written in a way that it's like, they tell you, like, it's more for, like, items that have supernatural qualities to them that are found by this secret organization.
Okay.
And each SCP is written up as a doc for that item. So it'd be like this item, clearance level, red, or whatever.
Okay.
And it reads like you're reading like an FBI file.
What I was gonna say is, first of all, he said dressed like a witch. How dare you presume what
Right.
witches wear? Because honestly, that just looked like a dress to me. Like, to each their own in terms of style, but it's a dress. And second of all, the strange bending that happens with the hands and the length of the fingers could easily be someone. I mean, obviously they're playing it up with the black and white and the jilted kind of camera motion. But people with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome tend to have longer joints, and, you know, they can do all of the flexibility things that a lot of people can't. I have a minor case of it. I don't have the form that can actually end your life ahead of time, because you are so, everything in your body so stretched out, like your heart can't.
She just has
Take
it
it.
from the waist up.
Just because I have a longer torso. Hush. Hush.
I would have to say, I honestly think that's a video that has specifically been made just to creep people out.
Mm-hmm.
In obvious ways. I definitely think that lady, it's more prosthetics than anything. I definitely think she might be double jointed
Right.
with the way she was moving her arms around.
Which is normally a sign of the Ehlers-Danlos syndrome that I was
Right.
talking about.
But I don't think those were her actual fingers.
It's possible.
And I definitely think it was recorded in a way and edited to make her look like she's moving in a jerky motion.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it was definitely made to creep people out.
Right.
But I have seen the people that have that, or similar things. Their fingers are naturally longer, and in an almost creepy-esque way. And even if those aren't prosthetics, this was specifically filmed to make you question it and to creep you out. And
Right.
obviously with the mask, come on now, her real face, Jules.
I don't know if that's a mask or if it's his real
Right.
face. Come on, dude.
They're definitely
Although he's playing it
playing
up, too.
it, yeah,
too.
and they're definitely playing it up for the creepy vibe. So yeah.
Let's keep going.
I don't care if he's playing it up. Come on, that was just, that statement
Was
was
bad.
like,
Number 10. Love.avi is a haunting deep web video that focuses on a strange relationship between a man.
I like creepy clowns.
And wearing a white mask and a clown with a blade. At times, it's almost as if the clown is wordlessly encouraging the man to go out and commit unspeakable acts.
Hey.
Step 1, buy the BetMGM Sports.
Kind of worried about the positioning in that.
Right.
Now,
Like, what exactly are they doing?
I don't know if it's subliminal messages or what, but there's something about this video that makes most people feel uneasy after watching it. There's not even really any jump scares or anything like that. It's just the overall sinister tone. If you detected any hidden messages in this video, or if anything weird happened while you were watching this video, please be sure to let me know.
Did you see
Number-
the shoes? Someone walking behind him?
So what I gotta say about that video is, I would have put that at number 13.
Yeah. I'm not particularly fond of clowns, guys, and still.
It was like,
Like-
hey, let's give you a almost seizurable
Right.
clown video of me popping in with a knife, and then
But
it's just some dude standing with a white mask, and then
At
there's a
least
clown
Chills
again.
was like, there's no jump scares. I mean, at least he did admit that. So, but I guess the thing that does crack me up about Chills, the one thing I'll give him, is his imagination runs wild.
Yes.
So he gives you more of a backstory than it ever gave you. He's like, it's telling him to do ominous things. It's like, how so? Like, are you seeing something I'm not? Like,
Congratulations, guys. You guys got to hear her do Chill's voice, which she said she would never do.
right.
It's a thing.
I'm thrilled.
It's a thing, baby.
It is not. It is not. It will not be a thing.
When I tell people we're reacting to scary videos, and somebody goes, "Ooh, is it that guy with the voice?" It's a thing.
I hate everybody.
Number 9. This deep web video of a creepy ventriloquist doll spinning in circles
Oh,
has
God.
been causing a
Motion
controversy
sickness.
for some time. The lighting
Yeah, just a heads up, guys. She does get motion sick. She is not looking away because it's scary. That I can promise you.
I can't even watch large portion of his video games because of it.
Right.
Ugh. Tell me when
looks
it's
like
over.
it's from a silent film, though I'm not sure it's from a more recent era than that. Some people report feeling dizzy after watching this
Well,
video for
yeah,
long
for
enough and
fuck's
claim to
sake.
see the dummy's face change, though that could just be their nerves playing tricks on them. Either way, if you somehow know the origin of this video or what is happening here, then please let me know. Number 8.
Either that or they just needed to go take, Dramamine. He's like, they
I feel
report
more bad for the
dizziness.
person that filmed the fucking thing. I mean, it's bad enough we're sitting here watching it, but somebody had to spin with the sumbitch.
True. Although some people get off on spinning around in circles. Like, seriously. Like,
Get off the chair, stumble.
Some people enjoy the rush of, like, spinning around in a chair multiple times, or, like, spinning in circles, or I suppose you may as well do it with a creepy mask and a camera, but I sure as hell don't feel like puking tonight, so
Right.
you do you, boo.
Etika loads up his encrypted Tor browser.
Rest in peace, Etika.
Hmm?
He committed suicide.
Oh,
I actually forgot he was even on this.
I did not know. I don't even know who he is.
They found him in like a river somewhere.
Oh, that's too bad.
And starts live streaming his experience on the deep web. It isn't long before he finds a website that makes his jaw drop.
Okay, Dark Mamba is an independent private military company formed by ex-military corps and special forces. We operate worldwide, vary case by...
That hurt. What?
this is a assassin website.
Apparently, this organization of ex-military officials from around the world are willing to provide a wide variety of services, from snatching people in the middle of the night to outright assassination.
Their list, their bigoted people. Kill common people.
Kill
They're
common
like
people.
the peasants. We will take care
Well,
of.
they
the
mean
heathens."
like so they got like common people are just standard civilians.
I understand. I was just reading through the ranking, and that caught my eye, and it just made me snort. I was like, "That's the way you're gonna. That's the way you're gonna write it." I guess maybe I would have gone with like average,
Average and
every
common.
day, normal. Baby, you know what I mean. Common, as in the common people,
The peasants.
the peasants. Exactly. That's
Kill the
exactly.
peasants.
That's exactly what I said.
Off with their heads.
I'm sorry, guys. This is very serious. You need to be very serious here. You even raised up at the end. That is fucking amazing. That was awesome. All right.
Assassinations, framing and poisoning people are just two more of their specialties. At the bottom is a short list of rules detailing how and when to pay. Nowhere
You
on
just
this
can't have people
rules
injured.
list is there a minimum age requirement or any other exemptions, so I guess even children are fair game. There's an email address to contact them, but Aurora wisely decides not to push
Thank
it
God.
that far. It's probably either an FBI trap
Hey,
or
pal.
even worse, the real deal. Either way, the last thing you'd want to do
I like that. It's either an FBI trap or the real deal. Well, no shit.
Right. Like, kind of, we went from the real deal to maybe it's a trap, maybe it's not real at all. But, you know, like, we're supposed to be de-escalating it, Chills. Like, let's not go back to the very beginning.
Right.
All right.
is waste a hired assassin's time on the deep web, so he just moves on to the next site without further comments. Number 7. This deep web video features a disembodied
Oh, yeah.
head.
I guess we were supposed to pause there, weren't we?
Well,
Num-
I mean, I will say he sounds astounded by the fact that it goes on to list, like, it's like it goes on to list, like, this is in normally in the English language, that means in other news, and he's like, poisons, and I'm like, no shit, dude, it's an assassin's website.
Right.
They are offering you multiple scenarios to play out. I mean, and honestly, the whole women and children's things, first of all, it says case by case. We started with that. But second of all, it's an assassin's website. Whether it's real or not, they're assassins.
Right.
Some may have a moral code.
Most do not.
Most do not. They are paid to kill people. So, you know?
If it's even real, that one. I know
Well, yeah, exactly.
There are places on the dark web to hire assassinations, but
Right, but I mean, whether that website is or not, it's just one of those things that the way that he said it and phrased it was like, no shit, dude. Like, this is a website about we will kill for money.
right.
So, although I did like that they had under their list there, it was like a murder made to seem like an accident, and it's like, honestly, you better make it all seem like an accident so they know that there's paid assassins hot on the trail.
Right.
I mean, that's how people get found. Not a real website. They'd know better.
Right.
And PayPal? I mean, sure. It's a secure transfer of money. I'm just saying.
Number 7. This deep web video features a disembodied head in a skeleton mask hovering over a single candle. He speaks in Spanish and uses a voice changer, but his tone makes it clear that he has only the worst intentions in mind. Unfortunately, other than the general creepy atmosphere of this video, I have no idea what is being said here. Listen to what he says and help me translate if you can.
Permanecem e deixarei de contar as histórias mais horripilantes deste planeta. Todo domingo, às 8 horas da noite. Não tenha medo.
Something about this makes
That's my ringtone. Did you hear the song playing?
Yeah. The music. Yeah.
That's my fucking ringtone.
Really is, guys. Not the dude's voice. Just the creepy music. Which is awesome.
I have no clue what he was saying. I don't know Spanish, guys.
Yeah, well, even I don't know Spanish either, but even then, it is a little distorted as if underwater or echoing.
Although, again, chills with the disembodied head. No, it's not disembodied. It's
He's
there.
just wearing a mask.
He's just wearing a mask in a dark room.
Yeah, and that's actually a relatively standard
That's
mask.
his neck right there. Not disembodied.
For a lot of like Dia de los Muertos or a lot of the just a lot of Mexican symbolism,
Cinco de Mayo.
gangs, stuff like that. So I've seen it for like Ghost Rider even.
Right.
You know, it's yeah.
Makes me think that he is either making a confession or telling us about future plans. Let me know if I am right about this hunch, and if you think this video is real. Number
I mean, he
6.
has a great laugh.
This video
Creepy.
was reportedly made by an insane person and uploaded onto the deep web as a way to express his condition and somehow communicate with others. This is the first 5 seconds of the video, and it just gets worse from there. The scenes quickly go from creepy landscapes to pictures of crime scene photos and other gruesome depictions that I'm not allowed to show here. The amateur footage in this video looks like it could be real.
When you sign up on DraftKings Sportsbook, you can get a bonus of
Joel has a number of ads, doesn't he?
He usually does.
Settling high-pitched sounds. I notice no indications of subliminal messages, but I wouldn't be surprised if some found their way in there. Number
Now, here's the thing. I don't think it was, honestly, done by somebody that's insane. Again, artistic horror
Sure.
put together just to scare people.
I mean,
And then you
what
throw
do
in
they mean
crime scene
insane?
photos.
Like, what do you mean by insane?
Right.
Like, is the guy bipolar, major depressive? I mean, any of those could be artistic interpretations of, like, nightmares, PSD, you know, I mean, something going on.
PTSD.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm tired. But again, like, that's fine. It's
Right.
still artistic expression, and if his mind is a screwy place to be, and that's how he chose to express it, great. The sewing thing, it was obvious that it wasn't like a human face based on, you know, where the lip split started and
Right.
and other things, guys. But you know, we've seen, or at least I've watched, you know, like I don't know, Slipknot or Tool or whatever music videos have claymation and stuff very similar. So yeah, it could just be expression of a tortured soul.
Right.
But if you're talking about like
Well, then he was saying, like, it had, like, crime scene photos added in
that he's
couldn't
not
show.
allowed to show.
And it's like, I mean, you've seen tons of crime scene photos.
Right.
I've seen quite a bit more than I care to admit to.
Right.
And again, so, like, crime scene photos themselves don't bother me. Once somebody's dead, I don't mind seeing them dead.
Right.
The act of watching somebody die fucks me
Yeah,
up.
that's not.
But
But again, I mean, like, are we talking about a synthetic crime scene photo, like is done for horror movies or whatnot? Even if they are seemingly authentic, we're not talking about like 80s slashers here.
Right.
Again, that would be artistic expression. Are we talking about someone that's actually leaking crime scene photos that they should not be, or are we talking about stuff that's historically been printed and is already available? I mean, it's so with the if he's not allowed to show it, he's not allowed to show it. But again, without seeing that, we don't know. But somebody that is truly like dictionary use of the word insane is not normally going to film as an expression to show what they're thinking.
right.
So, I don't know. Guys.
Is there anyone out there that's sane?
Right. Well, I mean, that is also a question.
Right.
5. This anxiety-producing deep web video is a collection of strange clips accompanied by multiple layers of creepy audio.
They're just trying to teach you the alphabet.
After a while, it becomes increasingly demonic and obsessed with black magic imagery as the jarring audio intensifies. The video also contains multiple languages. I think this part, for example, is both Spanish and Russian. Translate this clip if you can and tell me what's
You ain't from Russia, so bitch, why you Russian?
going on here.
That was very quick. Something my blood. Demon.
Is that French?
Sangwa.
Huh?
Kel. I would say that is. It's one of the romantic languages. Mia Sangwa is blood. Italian?
That's Russian.
I would have said
This
that
could
was
ju-
Italian.
Did you see the pentagram flash up on the screen?
This
They try to
And again,
sneak it in there.
Like the black magic stuff, I mean, again, Chill's... I get that he has a channel and, like, a thing, but, like... Where is he getting his information? Like, this whole, like, dress like a witch.
Right.
How many you know, buddy? Like, and black magic? Seriously?
Well,
I mean, like, a pagan,
To be
sure.
to be fair, him as well as so many others are fed by media what things look like or
Right.
should look like. So when people think of satanic anything or black magic or things of that nature, they see
Right. I
black
mean,
dress, goth look. Which, don't get me wrong, tons of goth people out there do practice.
pagan something.
Pagan,
I wouldn't
yeah.
necessarily say black magic. But I guess what I was saying with the witch thing was there weren't astrological symbols on it, black cats, pagan markings.
I think he was more referencing the overall look in terms
Maybe.
of the fingers and things like that.
Right. I mean, he said dress like a witch, and so I took it literally. But yeah, I think you're correct, because it was just a knee-length dress.
Right.
She was just... It was in black and white, so she was pale, black hair.
But if you look at the way like her hair was strung down in
Yeah.
front of her face,
I would have thought
and-
more like Samara, honestly.
Right.
But then, yeah, this, I understand what he's saying in black magic. Again, it's pagan stuff. I don't know.
This could just be an art project, but then again, maybe there's something more devious at work here. It's almost as if this video was made in as many different languages as possible to corrupt the greatest number of minds at once.
Really?
Languages as possible to corrupt the greatest number of minds at once. Whatever they are saying, however, I'm not exactly number
No,
of
goddamn.
minds
How did
at
we
once.
miss
Many
that?
different languages as possible to corrupt the greatest number of minds at once.
I missed it again.
It's like,
Languages as possible to corrupt the greatest number of minds.
You motherfucker! I want to read it.
I mean, it does flash real quickly. He's got that part right. I like the eyeball movements. I don't know
Just
that
be
we're
an
gonna
art
be able to get it.
project, but then
I'm not gonna be able to get it.
Maybe there's something more
Yeah.
devious at work here. It's almost as if
Damn it.
this video was made in as many different languages as possible to
I think they do
corrupt
it on
the greatest
purpose.
number of minds at once.
Yeah.
Whatever they are saying, however, I'm not exactly sure. Number 4. A YouTuber named
well.
Rawit Gee accesses the deep web and looks around for the better part of half an hour. At one point, he comes across a deep website called Rent-A-Hacker, and he starts reading the website out loud. The website is run by a hacker who claims to have made a career out of ruining people's lives online. He says the minimum amount he is willing to work for is $230. destroying business
That seems
websites,
pretty
obtaining
exact.
personal information and passwords, and blackmailing people are just 3 of his specialties. He can even plant CD content on a person's computer to get them imprisoned for a long time. At the bottom of the site is a menu to buy his services using untraceable Bitcoin transactions. The menu looks like it could be fake, but it's hard to tell for sure. On one hand, I wouldn't be surprised if this entire thing isn't real, and the money just goes into some random person's Bitcoin wallet. Then again, if this person is as good as they say, then I guess it wouldn't be hard for them to contact you after payment to get more information about the job. Number
Now. Here's where whoever runs that website fucked up. You're going solely based on people believing you.
Right.
Right. If you really want to make somebody believe you, hack their computer.
Right.
While they're sitting there reading your thing,
Right.
take over their computer.
Honestly, that means that you have to sit there. Like, well, granted, a lot of hackers are computer nerds who, guys, I have nothing against them. My dad's one, and I was one for a while. Like, sit there in front of your computer all day. So, if someone accessed your website on the dark web, you could set alerts for it. But, I mean, I suppose you could only, if you felt like taking a job, you should hack them right then. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to sit there all the time and just wait. Just hack when you feel like. But what I was thinking is $230 seems oddly specific. That's the minimum
And low.
wage for it. Yeah, 200. Because, I mean, unless you're doing something that is maybe 20 minutes worth of work for them. But 230? What do you need 230 for? He's like, that is exactly my next game. I don't know.
I'm just saying, like, hack them while they're in the middle of looking at your website. Even have your little video pop up.
Right.
And
but
most
it's
computers have
convincing.
cameras. If they do, access the camera and be like, I see you sitting there wearing
Right.
your black shirt.
Well, and then it's convincing.
Right. And then they know, okay, you're real.
Yeah, right. Okay, now. Bye-bye.
That actually might scare the shit out of me. What the fuck is going on?
I think it would scare the shit out of anybody, though. But, again, $230, it doesn't matter if it's a 20-minute job, because a lot of the stuff he's talking about, like, putting people behind bars for a very long time, like, if it ever came back on him, like, $230 is nothing to go to jail for a long time.
Right.
3. This deep web video is a collection of old horror movie scenes spliced together, most of which I can identify. There's one clip that I don't recognize though. Most of which I can identify.
Is this not the same chick we saw in the last video that we
It
was
is.
like...
It is, with the same eye shuffle and the whole 9 yards.
Okay,
Yeah.
just making sure. Somebody's reusing footage. Not him necessarily.
No. He
Not
said
Chills.
it's a compilation of horror movie
But-
things that he can identify.
Right.
We'll see which one he can't, though.
There's one clip that I don't recognize though. Other people don't recognize this scene either. They even think that a psycho could have spliced a small portion of real video into a horror movie montage. This would be the perfect way to brag about what you've done without making it too obvious. Let me know if you recognize what movie this woman is from, if any. If nobody has seen this before then,
How do we know it's a woman?
I was just gonna say I would not have pegged that as a woman. Me personally,
Just
when I
because
first saw it,
there's
I was
no
thinking,
like
like
lining of boobs or cleavage.
when I first, like, when he first started playing it, I thought preteen boy or scrawny high school age boy.
Right.
Again, that's just where my mind flashed. I don't recognize it from any of the horror movies we've watched. Then again, I don't have scene by scene memorized necessarily, like small clips.
Right.
But I will say that doesn't seem like live feed like he's talking about from a psycho displaying work, because again, this is artistically done with the backlighting, so on and so forth. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's definitely like a filmed thing, whether or not they were slipping in some of their own film art or whatnot is debatable.
Right.
But actually footage from like a serial killer, yeah, no.
Much as I hate to say it, I think this portion might be home video from a genuine psychopath. Number 2. This video was supposedly found on a deep web server under the file name EBE1992 Eiger. EBE is short for Extraterrestrial Biological Entity, and the uploader thinks Eiger could be a mountaintop location in Switzerland. Obviously, 1992 refers to the year that this video was made. Anyway, what's especially odd is how the camera person moves around in a hurry as they record still photograph after still photograph of the strange gray alien. I get the impression that they were recording classified evidence from an area that they did not belong in. Before we get to number 1,
At least one of the aliens didn't look like your traditional.
But that didn't strike me as quick movement either. I mean,
I think it was slowed down
yeah,
footage.
that's what I was gonna say. Either it was
Because if they were taking video footage of things they weren't supposed to, I guarantee you whoever originally recorded the video, it was probably very quick in looking around, and then when edited,
it was slowed
down.
I mean,
I don't necessarily disbelieve that.
right. I don't necessarily believe that that was actual footage. But I don't necessarily disbelieve that it has happened. It's possible that that wasn't a dramatization of actual footage, one way or another. Also, it was kind of the grain. Like, okay, you think about the 90s, early 90s, right?
Right.
So we're not talking about concealable video footage, like recording devices.
Right.
So honestly, a lot of the stuff that was filmed or captured on film quickly at that stage were still photos. Because at least you could hide cameras, whereas video cameras, early 90s, it wasn't your phone you could slip in your pocket.
Right.
So if they were taking really restricted photos that they should not have been taking, it most likely would have been done on a Polaroid or something that was at least, you didn't have to carry in a backpack to hide, you know?
Right.
So again, guys, that's me debunking, but I'm not saying that it didn't happen. I'm just saying that the likelihood of that being footage of it, to me, is low.
Right.
Oh, he's going to go through his...
every Thursday,
Subscribe.
number 1. I have no idea about the date.
Yeah.
Step 1, fire up the BetMGM Sportsbook. Step 2, go with your gut.
Time. Every Thursday, number 1. I have no idea about the date, time, or location of this video.
Yeah.
All I know is that it's supposedly been uploaded to the deep web because the original uploader didn't want to be tracked by the federal government in retaliation for getting their story out. A large bright blue object is quietly claiming the night sky outside of an apartment complex.
What is this? What is that? It's a one angel.
After a while, the sky blob stops in place and begins to expand outwards. Whatever it is, by the end of the video, it seems to take up nearly half of the sky. If this is real, then we probably would have never known any of this had ever happened without the anonymous deep web. Whether it's with vicious animals, human psychopaths, or the paranormal realm, none of these encounters would have become famous without the assistance of YouTube.
Okay.
Except for we didn't get to see, like, the last little portion of what was in the sky because of the next video thing popping up.
I'll say, Chills, if you happen to watch this on me, I would make them smaller.
Or off to the,
and
off to the
side,
side, yeah.
So people can see what, you know.
I mean, there are always unidentified flying objects, or ones that the government is not willing to identify. So, I didn't know what to say. Was he saying that it spelled something out at the end or something like that? Because I didn't see that. But either way, it looked like, I don't know.
No, I don't think he was saying it spelled anything out.
I couldn't tell what he was saying at the very end there, but.
It was filling up half the sky.
Oh, okay.
Now, here's the thing. I definitely believe that was a fake video, and here's why. Chills has the habit of... so the videos he used to post were like 15 scary creatures found in the forest or whatever.
Right.
And you can clearly tell it's CG.
Right.
Scary things being placed in these areas. Like, one of them is like a city with a giant walker thing walking through the city type
right.
shit, right? Like,
You're like, seriously?
Like, somebody is like, here's my kaiju home movie, and then Chills is like, I'm using that.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't think that video specifically was necessarily a real one. But
Like I said, an unified flying object is just literally that, guys. Doesn't mean it's alien. It just means
it's unidentified.
The people that took the footage can't identify it, and our government either can't or won't identify it one way or another. Or they just legit don't know because someone snuck under their radar, literally. But those looked a lot like the chemtrails that are leaked from, like, it doesn't even have to be chemtrails, but, like, breaking the cloud bank in terms of low flyers, or chemtrails from, treatment for crops or whatever, the dust.
The difference, though?
Because there's two.
I think the difference, though, is most chemtrails don't look like giant sperm.
Well,
And that's what that looked like to me. It looked like a giant sperm was floating to the sky, coming to impregnate, the Earth, to have...
It's obviously
stories
getting
too,
towards
damn
our
it.
bedtime, guys. There is something else on his mind completely, because that is the last thing that I saw in the sky there.
Really?
Next time...
You didn't see giant sperm?
The clouds are out. We will have to lie on our backs and identify clouds as they
Date, time,
pass.
or location of the...
Baby, it looks like a comet. That is a very common shape. Yes, you are correct. It looks like a sperm, but that is a very common shape for anything that is flying fast through the atmosphere.
Okay. Sperm are fast.
You are correct. So, there's that. It could be real footage, it could not be, but it's certainly not scary. Like, scariest videos?
Well, here's why I said that. This right here looks like it could be real footage.
Right, and then
But
next
when you get further into it and it starts looking like this,
right,
this is where I start struggling to believe it looks real.
or that maybe there were parts of it that were real, because, like, that even honestly looks like someone took a portion of different sky, and
it looks like somebody took one of those, like this scene specifically right here. Looks like somebody took one of those clear plastic spoons,
right, and they're
and
holding it
stuck
over an
up
actual
to the-
window
Exactly.
or something. Yeah, I mean, there's so many different ways this could have been made. I guess I was just going with the...
Tick filmed.
Well, I
scene.
was just going to say...
Boom!
There's so many ways this could have been done. But it shouldn't be on the top of the list of scariest videos. It's not scary.
Right.
And second of all, like, unidentified flying objects that look like sperm in the sky. Thank you. Not Lucy in the sky, guys. That's what he's on. Happen all the time.
What do you think was the scariest video on this compilation?
It's scary. Like, I just don't.
I'm not saying you would think any of them
No,
are scary.
but like, I'm having a hard time even.
I was thinking the same thing too, but I'm going to say in terms of traditionally what people would normally find to be very freaky.
Right.
It's a tie for me. Between the little compilation video of the chick reaching for fucking letters and things popping up on screen,
all right.
and because I think that's so disorienting for so many
People don't like chaotic imagery.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I would not be surprised to see there is probably a message hidden within
Right.
all the foreign speak and the things that pop up and the numbers
Whether
that pop
it's meant
up.
to be a brain puzzle or, you
Right.
know, we don't know what the intent was. It could be nothing freaky whatsoever, but yeah.
I would say that would probably be my number one overall, but I think a very close second would be the video of the guy that was watching that video of the chick that was spouting off random numbers, and then when it played backwards, it played the scary song.
Yeah, okay. If you were one of the people like him that took it as far as to play it back.
Right.
Because otherwise it's just kind of like, what's going on? And then you kind of... Because they said it was like a 5-minute thing where it was just like that, and it wasn't until he played it back. But I would have gone with, you know, your first choice there. I could see, like I said, people don't like chaotic imagery, and then you add in...
More frustrated I couldn't get it paused on the fucking words.
I know. Then you add in multiple languages, the frustration that I'm sure some people felt when they were watching it and tried to stop it at key points.
I cannot have been the only one.
No, and I'm sure some people actually like spent a really long time doing it too, so that they did. But I'm sure people went through and paused the whole way through so that they could write the letters that at first were just the alphabet.
I'm sure, again, being somebody that likes to figure out puzzles.
Right.
I'm sure there's a way that she's probably spelling something in English by where her hands are reaching out,
It's
or
possible.
because it looked like it was just cycling through the alphabet from most of what I've seen.
It did for a while, but there were parts where it was not. But also, I mean, you could also end up with the...
Or maybe it's the letters out of place.
I think it was Italian and then Russian, and then we don't know what it wouldn't pause for. Maybe it's kind of like a Rosetta Stone type thing. Like, it shows you the 3 languages that...
Right.
Who knows? But again, the...
And then they definitely had some...
freaky face and all of that. Like, I could see that being
And then
enough
they definitely had some coding in there.
Yes, they did.
I don't remember what that's called. Makes me mad. I should, because I went to school for it. The zeros and ones.
If you had... shoot.
Binary.
Thank you. I had the by part. And then my brain went, bye-bye. Yeah, I mean, I again, like I said, the chaos, disjointedness... They definitely dressed the chick up to be scary. It was done in black and white.
Also mixed in with, like, the pentagrams, which make people feel uncomfortable.
And those were done in crimson, just to highlight.
Right.
There was an upside-down cross
in one
part of it. Yeah, so again, nothing that I find scary, but yeah, that would be my number 1 for this.
Oh, it's time to upload this shit. All right.
Yeah.
So that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to end this here. If you guys like the video, slash that like button, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. Comment down below. What did you think of Chills' 13 scariest videos found on the dark web? If you're still here.
Right.
Also, comment down below if there's anything else you guys want to see reacted to. Check the description below for all the things.
Push our buttons. Come join us on our other social media platforms, mostly Twitter if you want a quicker response. That's an also great place to drop requests. My words are not working so well anymore.
Yeah, it's time for bed. We love you guys. Thank you all for watching. Cannot wait to see depraved people later.
Night, guys.
Bye.